Thank you, Mr. Chair and Ranking Member Feinstein. I have heard from countless folks as we go across the state of Iowa on my 99-county tour about the need to reduce the cost of prescription drugs. The high cost of medication and healthcare affect all of our Iowans and all Americans, but especially our elderly and families that are existing on a fixed income. That's why I decided to team up with Senator Tom Cotton on this bill that will help address this issue. And it's called the Preserving Access to Cost-Effective Drugs, or PACE Act. In 2017, Allergan, a multinational pharmaceutical company, transferred its patent of the billion-dollar drug Restasis, which is used for the treatment of chronic dry eye, to the St. Regis Mohawk tribe in New York in order to avoid a patent challenge. After the transfer, the tribe licensed the patent back to Allergan, all in an effort to prevent the production of generic medications, which would be a cheaper alternative to the consumer. The PACE Act will address these egregious actions and give working families in Iowa and across the country more of a cushion by providing greater access to lower-cost generic drugs. The bill restores the power of the Patent and Trademark Office, federal courts, and the International Trade Commission to review patents regardless of sovereign immunity claims made as part of sham transactions. This bill would codify the result of a recent Patent Trial and Appeal Board, PTAB, decision by removing a loophole in the patenting process, which allows manipulators to pay Native American tribes to take, in quote, ownership of their patents, thereby allowing the tribes to claim sovereign immunity and avoid review in the case of a dispute. The manager's amendment that I'm also offering is extremely narrow and simply clarifies that public universities like Iowa State or University of Iowa are not captured by the intent of this bill. Mr. Chairman, some might argue that this bill isn't needed due to the PTAB decision, but I reject that argument. Failure to act could incentivize other industries to use similar tactics to block competitors and prevent the production of generics. In matters such as this, it is the job of Congress to provide clarity. The job of Congress to provide clarity. And that's what the PACE Act does. Folks, this bill isn't anticipating a hypothetical act, but responding to an actual fact pattern that would have led to the cascade of patent transfers and a reduction in the availability of cheaper alternatives. I believe that lowering the cost of healthcare should be a bipartisan issue and one that requires an all-of-the-above approach. The PACE Act will prevent sham patent transfers in the future and is a step in the right direction toward lowering the cost of prescription drugs for folks across my home state of Iowa and throughout the country. Thank you to the committee, and I urge the members of this committee to support the narrow amendment and this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator